Hey guys, welcome back to episode 10. We made it. 10 episodes. You seem really excited, Gazelle.
Yeah. I am.
Thank you, Max, for coming on.
Woo.
Our second best guest is come back. So
Second best. Okay, I'll remember that.
I'm joking. It's a bit bad.
Wait, you can't say
To be honest, I
then
can't
you just
live up
said
to
that
you.
Jude was. Now you've said he's the
No,
second. So you
shout out
lost
to
either way.
I'm joking. They're both very good. Don't worry. No, I asked you to come on, but you couldn't make it. So
Yeah.
shout out. We got Max.
Yeah, that's why.
No, it was planning to have both of you on actually. Don't try and.
That would,
It's just
that would
intimidating.
work, though, right? We could do that at some point.
No, you just couldn't make it.
Okay,
Unfortunately.
no worries.
So yeah, we've got a lot of topics to go
Mm.
through. Some fun, some political, a mix of everything that we've had around.
Yeah.
But also, we're also going to be doing a quiz competition between you and Max. I've got some questions
Wait,
lined
what?
up
Oh my
for
god,
you.
you've made a quiz.
And it's about the podcast, like what kind of subjects we've been talking, like basically a quiz about what we've been talking about, if you know what I mean.
What? Okay.
Do you think I study your podcast? What?
No.
Ah!
No, I'm not saying it's an exam, man. It's easy questions
No.
you can get.
About the podcast, I
It's
don't
not-
go through each and every one, remembering each thing you talk about. What's this?
No,
I
but
know,
it's
it's
not
so
that
long
hard.
as well.
Trust me, you can get. It's fun. It'll be fun. Okay, it's not going to be that deep.
Do I get a prize?
You see me serious? You're like, I want a prize. Do you want a prize?
Is it just
I want
something-
£1, mate.
What is it?
Delivered.
£1.
A pound.
Just £1.
So I'll give-
postage.
I can't. I don't have any money to give it to anyone.
Wow,
Oh
well,
yeah.
I'm not.
Oh yeah.
Unless it's from the house. But it's like I'm
just robbing
I'm
your
paying
own home.
Gazelle. If Gazelle wins, I'm just paying her the same money we've already got.
We're not. Calm down. It's alright.
So
Oh, this should be
I don't need
interesting.
your money.
yeah, it should
I
be
don't need
interesting.
your money.
7 questions, and it'll be you against Max. Whoever wins
What
gets
is-
prize.
Ugly little notes, Sid.
These are for you because what your topics.
Your
to
writing
talk
is
about.
funny. Okay.
He's a
That's what-
professional. I like the way he does this.
Exactly. Thank you. It's
Your
something
writing
different.
could be
Something
neater,
different.
Sid. You're 18 now. Why did you write like that?
It's shorthand, isn't it? Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room. We've just been talking about it.
It's not even an elephant anymore. It's like
Yes, the hashtags.
a mammoth in the room.
The Black Lives Matter. Yesterday, not gonna lie,
ooh.
I woke up. I did not expect to see black squares on my Insta page. I was like,
I was
okay.
quite shocked about that. I was like, what? In what? It was like, I get the sentiment, but it was like, it is literally a trend. That's what I
Yeah.
found a bit.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
And it
see,
was-
Max.
Yeah.
It's just something for people to hop on. Like, I just,
Wow.
I don't see how, like, in my own opinion, I don't see
Yeah.
how that's gonna really help, apart from just spreading awareness. But
Like,
it's,
I
like,
thought
the
it-
awareness
yeah.
is already up there. There's no need for it. I just don't see how it's gonna
I
help.
know what you mean, but it was quite a good shock for me, like to see like how many people actually give a crap. I didn't expect that many.
Most of
people.
True,
the-
but there
I
was a
don't
lot of
think
people
most
who
of them
didn't
do,
even
though.
do anything.
I know what you mean. Like,
Like,
they could be
at
just
all,
doing
and
it.
then
They
they
could be
did
just doing it just to like
'Cause I
show
think
that
it's
they care,
'cause-
but they don't.
Well, someone told me this. They were like, a lot of people don't really know how to, like, of all races, by the way, to kind of to kind of comprehend the situation.
Mm.
So the blackout thing is just to say that, like, it's a show of support, but in the most simplest way.
You too.
And it was sweet. I think there's well-intentioned people with it, but the problem with it was people were hashtagging Black Lives Matter
people
when it
saying
was
that.
they should have put Blackout Tuesday.
They put-
So
I put both.
basically,
Shit.
did you remove it?
No,
Why did you not remove it?
no, because
I literally wrote no. Okay.
it's not like because there's still information when you
Wait,
go on the
so-
hashtag, you can still see it. You
Why
can
is it
still-
wrong to put Black Lives Matter underneath that?
because everyone in the whole world was doing that, and when you looked at the Black Lives Matter hashtag, when everyone was protesting and stuff, it basically blacked it out. So you went there and you saw nothing.
I know what
none
you
of
mean.
the
So
news.
so you don't see you don't see
Oh.
actual information.
Yeah.
But I still went on it. It wasn't that bad in my opinion.
Yeah, it became that when people started saying that, but it is
and it's only
actually
for a
damaging.
day. It's not like
I
it's not
don't
like
know.
something
Sid. I
like-
think I don't think you really like what did that do? Like, that's really silly.
For me, it showed me that there's actually people in my age category that
You're
actually give a
far
shit.
too optimistic. But that
I'm not.
um,
I'm not saying it's gonna have a sick change.
to
I'm
be
just saying
fair, I guess your account
showing
is
me.
private. I think if your account is private, like, it's not going to show up in the general
That's true.
public feed.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time,
That's why I did it on the top man Instagram.
at the same
Follow,
time, it
please.
just, to me, it's like,
No, it
if you're
shouldn't
going
be
to
about-
post that,
It should be
if you're
about.
going to post it, then at least say, like,
Nah, it should-
something of some.
It
I
should.
don't
It should
know.
be about clout. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, like
Let
that.
me
Like,
say that.
you should, like, it's hard because you can't. It's like,
Max,
this
what
is
do you
what
think?
happens. It's like why it's performative. It's like, in
What,
my opinion.
Performative.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't
it is just like a trend
For
to
sure.
hop on. Because you're mixing good people who just want to show their support but don't have the words to say anything about it. You know, because
Yeah.
it is hard.
Yeah, that's why I
It is
added
a
words to
really
mine.
hard
I
thing.
added words
think
to mine
You know,
because I had
uh,
to say a
and
message.
it's
Because if I felt like I
mixing
just put a
those good
hashtag, it doesn't work.
people, those good people with people who are clearly doing it for clout.
Yeah.
You know, And
Some
people,
people-
no, there are people like that. There is.
Yeah, I agree.
Mixing it with ignorant people and people who are using it to mask
But
their
do you
own
think-
actual
But
views.
do you think that was most
and
of them?
save
Do
face.
you think that was most of them yesterday?
I don't know. I'd like to believe that
Max.
the people I follow are good people. But
Oh,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. The only people I saw posting it were just a few of my friends, but
Were
I know that
they-
they all have good intentions. 'Cause
Exactly,
we all like talk about it in parties and that. We just talk about how messed up the situation is. So
Good.
as long as it's a good intention, I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that's also it's got pros and cons.
No, yeah, I
Like
felt
one of
like-
the pros is it a bad message? So what's the issue? But the only thing was the hashtag thing where
blocking out
people
things.
were getting really angry, saying you're literally blocking out. They were blocking out the people. You went on there, it was just black.
Was it? I went
It was
to
just
it.
black
I went to
squares.
it. It wasn't just black square. There was information still.
Yeah, still, but
For
very.
me- for me it
it
was.
was getting rid of most of the stuff. Though,
I
'cause
know,
it was
yeah,
like
it does get most-
bombarded.
'cause
So
there's loads
all
of
the
posts.
news on it was getting pushed to the bottom. All the actual news and footage and of the rioting, of the protesting, good and
But
bad.
I've never seen loads of people at once talking about the same issue. If you know what I mean.
It's about time though, so it's embarrassing that like it's taken up to this point. Like
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good that people talk about it.
it is, we
And,
have to.
and that's why I felt like I had to add words to mine, like actually say something because I don't know.
I didn't
put
actually
black
see
square.
yours, sis, to be honest.
It's fine.
When I saw that, I went down.
You
and
already
I
know
was
what's
like-
happening anyway.
The thing
so
is, I
it's-
never really look. I'm not gonna lie, but like, does anyone actually really scroll and look? Like, it was just.
No, just a caption.
I'll do it for like
Yeah.
5 seconds, and then you go off and search for whatever you want, or you go and post whatever you want.
No, but
like-
you couldn't. You could at this time. You scroll down.
I scrolled
you
down
can't see
like I
anything
literally did
except
scroll
black,
down twice. Like I did
all
like
messages
I swiped
about
twice,
this.
and it was just blank,
But
blank.
messages about it as
But
well.
I saw people
so
of
that was
all
good.
races doing it, so I was just like, who am I to tell people
That's
what
good
they
to
can?
see.
Like you're grown adults.
No,
Like,
but I've
do
never.
what you want.
Yeah, I think this is.
Just be wary that it can. It's like what did you do? Like what substance did you bring with that? Like
Twitter's going mental. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I don't know if you got Twitter, Max, or not.
Nope.
The thing is, it's
chaos.
it's not. It's the only social media where you don't need to message
What I
anyone. so
like,
it's alright.
yeah, and I like
mostly for
about
news.
Twitter, it's like because there's so many people on there, like politicians, media, news,
Yeah, it's
like
too many.
Right.
celebrities, influencers, all the like. There's so and ordinary people like who are just like normal, everyday people, whether it be us or whatever.
It's more,
like-
made the US situation. I think with the
Yeah.
riots and
To
stuff.
me, there's a lot of government stuff on there that I like.
Yeah.
To me, that's actually new. I actually class the things I follow as news on there, or just people's opinions that I like.
So what's going on with the US? You think, Max? You think the US is doing the things right with this whole protesting, or
I mean,
Wait,
Nah,
the
you don't-
people
you
or
don't
the
really know.
government? Wait, you got to be specific with that. What do you mean?
like as in like is the riots good?
oh,
Like how
I mean,
much of it is good? How
here's the
much of it-
thing with the riots. I understand they have a right to be angry and everything, but
Mhm.
I don't see how like destroying people's property. Like
Yeah.
maybe if it's a franchise or something, then all right, cool, because they might be able to recover. But then the people's jobs from it, they're gonna maybe
Oh,
lose.
If it's
their
local business, then
If it's
yeah,
local business,
especially if it's local.
What you mean by the
black-owned
franchise?
businesses, that's bad.
So the franchise represents the system almost. You mean?
nice, because like they've got the money to be able to get repairs for everything, right? Because they're pretty much up there.
Yeah,
in-
like big
in-
corporations. Like
Yeah,
where
like,
small
yeah.
businesses.
those are the places that I think is applicable to riot.
yeah. Whereas independent businesses, just people's property, like
Small,
there was,
very small businesses.
yeah, and there was some cars on the streets just being burnt and broken. A poor man, he had
Mhm.
nothing to do with it, but his car is gone now. He's gonna have to pay for that himself. No one else is
Innocent
gonna
people
pay
have
for
to
that.
Pay the price. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But, it's really weird as well because to me, I'm like, well, if you're that like after all the crimes that have happened and were
Yeah.
exposed, bear in mind it's not like a case of like this is new, like this has been
Yeah.
going on for ages. This is just one of the ones that managed to be like the people that managed to be well, they were caught, but I mean the guy hasn't actually been. I don't even know what's happened.
Oh, you
to
mean
the
the
police
policeman?
officer? Like I don't actually think
He's third degree murder bail. I think is it? Yeah.
I heard
It's-
something.
yeah,
something like that, and it's
even though it should be second
it should
degree.
be it should be
Because third degree murder in US is when it's like
it's just yeah.
murder, but you didn't mean to
Because
murder
if it
them.
was the other way around,
That's
if it was the other way
stupid.
around, I mean, American
You killed the
law-
bastard.
law
You
is-
had no
the law is
intention. You had
insane,
intention to hurt them, but you didn't have an intention to
He
kill
did
them.
have an intention.
But
He literally
that's
was
a lie.
telling him to get up.
Exactly,
He
that's
was
a lie. It
literally
should be
telling
second
him-
degree at
He was
least.
literally telling him to get up as he purposely had
The neck,
his
leg,
yeah,
up
and
on the neck.
the medical thing said he died by asphyxiation, which means he was choked.
Exactly. For 8 minutes, you must know
So
this.
stupid.
That is
I don't know why that's
dumb.
even for debate. You saw what happened.
Yeah,
why are
it's
you
not-
trying to defend that? What?
But the fact
What
that they
could you
gave him
even
third
say to-
degree shows how effed up it is, and that's why
and
people are
Trump's
angry.
reaction.
It's just white privilege, to be
It
honest.
is white privilege. It's just
It's
system.
so obvious.
It is. I mean, America, since the dawn of its creation, the dawn of its inception as a country,
Yes.
has literally been built on white supremacy.
Yes.
For 400 something
Yes.
years, slavery.
Invasion.
Then after that, segregation. Segregation wasn't long ago. People's grandparents and parents
Yeah,
still
that's for the
alive
families, and
from
that's
when
why.
segregation happened. And you're telling me once
not
you go
telling you.
from slavery to segregation that it's no different to what it was before. Like the change is that shifted.
There's still
Because it really isn't.
closet racism is still.
It's not closet racism, so it's even worse than that. There was lynchings, KKK, killings, murder.
Oh yeah,
Martin
yeah.
Luther
I'm
King
talking
got
about now.
shot.
Yeah, I'm talking about
He
now.
got
But
shot.
yeah, you're right. The road is still a murky road to get to like actual good.
When Obama became
stuff.
president, does no one remember the amount of memes they made of him? And
They?
when the media, yes, you were probably a kid then,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
they made so many.
I feel like there
memes
was a lot of
him.
celebration though.
They made so many memes of him, and they kept asking him, "Is he born in America?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that was
He's actually
weird.
biracial as well, so it was just. And I think he was born in
Yeah.
Hawaii, which is still in America. So I
Yeah, there
like,
was
it's just-
conspiracy videos. I remember watching one like, oh yeah,
I thought that
he's
was
born
just
in
pure
Africa.
racism. That's pure racism, literally because he wasn't white.
Yeah,
He sounded
exactly.
American.
Looking
He
back,
looked American. He was American.
obviously it's the first time in it.
He
And
was
that- it's
American, man. He was
2008,
an
the first-
American man. Now, I'm not even saying Obama was a good president. He bombed a lot of, like, he's got some problems, too. In
Every
his
politician's
presidency.
got problems.
Yeah, they all do, and it's kind of annoying.
But is it just
now.
America? Well,
It's
there's
in
problems
the,
like.
mate, the UK is racist. Boris has literally said racist things, and he became prime minister. People voted for that arsehole.
There's one video going around about Boris where he's just
Mm.
I don't know, it's probably after like some event
Oh,
happened.
I mean,
He's
it's
just
the one you
walking
sent
down,
me.
shaking people's hands. Yeah, the one I sent you.
Yeah.
And he just walks past two black people, like they're probably important as well, and he just walks past them and then continues to
weird.
shake the white man's hand
That
right
was
next
weird.
to them.
That's so, I'm
Just
telling
such
you,
obvious
that's
racism,
the
like-
thing. That's why I hate racism. Like, so
To be fair, in that specific example, people saying they didn't stick their hands out first. So no,
Yeah,
everybody else did.
so,
But
that
I
doesn't matter.
still feel like you should be.
He should, as a man of
should initiate
responsibility,
it as
he
well.
should have at least initiated it with his
Yeah,
hand out
exactly.
first.
That's
You know what I mean? Because he's just encouraging even more behavior like this. If they don't stick their hand out, that's their fault then. Nah.
That's just the minimum of like what's he done. Like that's him doing it on TV screens. What happens behind the screen?
Exactly.
What
Man.
happens behind the filming?
No,
We don't know.
that's what I think. I think it was someone who showed something on Twitter. I think it was Will Smith or some celebrity wrote racism isn't getting worse; it's getting filmed. Because we're now in an age where
So it isn't getting worse. At least that's
it's already bad.
That's consolation, yeah.
What do you mean a consolation isn't getting worse?
No.
It's already worse, Sid. It's always been bad.
Uh,
Don't say that, Sid. I get what you.
But some people say some people could say it's getting worse.
Well, they're idiots and probably racists and blind.
What racism's getting worse?
It's not getting worse. It's already worse.
Oh, okay.
It's already there. It's already there. It's an absolute thing. It's not like you can be a little bit racist.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
racist,
There's no
so you're
scale.
not.
There's no scale in it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
so
hard. 'cause
You either be racist or you're not racist.
yeah, it's an absolute. I don't care how minor, whatever that means. What do you mean minor? What does that mean?
Wait. As
know
in
what I
like jokes and stuff.
Yeah, like there's like small racial
It
micro.
doesn't mean you're racist though. It means
Uh,
some people can be non-racist but make racist remarks.
But that's sad.
Or is that
that's
not true?
ignorant. That's the word. I feel to me that stings the most.
Yeah.
When someone who actually isn't a bad person saying that.
That
So then what
reflects-
have you got? What's there to say
that
about the
reflects
people
society
who are
though, doesn't it?
explicit? Well, yeah, that it's racist. That it's built on racism.
mm.
How do you sort this out?
How do we sort this out? When we see bullshit, you know.
You just missed. Gazelle just turned her
No,
neck like
just-
as if it's like eureka. That's
Yeah.
it. But yeah,
Well,
that's good.
you've got to challenge racism every day when you see it. I think if you haven't experienced racism, I think you've definitely seen it, whether it be on TV, in front of your friends, in front of families. You've seen it,
Mm.
or you've heard stories. Let's not be stupid now. I don't know about you, Max, but I don't know what your experiences of seeing racism or what it is like for you, like anything. I don't know.
I don't really think I've seen anything happen, and if it did, it was probably because I was too young with my family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But actually, nah, there was a few cases in my primary school just because my mum was Russian. They'd always treat her just like she's stupid, can't understand the English. Like,
Yeah.
That's
now
really.
that I think about it,
like-
it's really stupid. Even at a job that she used to work at, just because she was Russian and had a bit of an accent, they just treat her as if she couldn't speak English at all. Like they give her the worst
They
jobs.
do that a lot. They do that
makes
a
my
lot.
stomach churn. That.
One of my friends
Yeah.
said that their mom's like a teaching assistant or something, and basically they were like, "Oh, she doesn't get that many like or something like." I was like, "Why didn't she become a teacher or something?" Or so there was like some conversation like that came up, and she was like, "Oh, it's because of her accent and something." I was like, "Her accent wasn't even that bad. Like she has an accent, but you can understand her absolutely fine."
Well, why is it talking about
Yeah.
accent in the first place? I'm confused.
Basically, because they were saying it's like a big like with teachers, like if the teacher has an accent, like it's like kids
it's a big
right
deal.
on the, like that's the thing, like racism is in the kids.
The
as
parents
well.
have to teach them that it's normal to be like different accents.
Well,
Different
this is the thing. They
nationalities,
assume this
different
is what I
stuff.
hate about racism as well, because it makes everything warped and really like with like your mum's a really smart person. This is your mum, Max. So like it angers. I think it's kind of
It's personal.
angering. Yeah, it's personal, and it's like my our
Yeah.
parents' accents. Or like literally both our parents have accents. Or both
But
our
they
mums
speak,
and
like,
dads.
But they speak perfectly. Like you can understand every word.
Exactly,
If they
yeah.
know
Yeah,
what
no
I
and
mean.
need to
bear in
question
mind,
it,
they
no
don't
need
know
to
just
question
one
it.
language. Like dad knows
Yeah.
7, mum knows like 5. Your family's exactly the same. They know more than one language.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
It's the thing with my mom is like she's had many cases where they fought like with my primary school. I remember, it's a funny story actually.
Oh.
I think I was in year 6 or year 5, right? And as a child, I just had a mad imagination, so I was just telling stories about like crazy things, acting as if I was in them. And the
Yeah.
teacher, I don't know what she was thinking. It was like some blonde, stupid English woman. She just, from some reason, she thought that those stories were true. Told the head teacher,
Oh my
and they
god!
called child services, right? Child services came to
Wow!
our door, but mind you, yeah, they didn't consult with my parents first. No, they just did this straight away. They called child
Wow!
services. They came to our door. They asked questions and everything. Everything got sorted because obviously I didn't do anything wrong. And then my mom was in such a rage. She went there and like just gave them a word. And after
Absolutely,
that,
man.
I was
I
treated
could
like
have. I'm not.
royalty.
I'm laughing because I was like, your
You treat
mum
like what?
actually.
You treat like what?
See,
I was treated like royalty because they were too scared to do
Oh,
anything ever
fair
again.
play.
As soon as my mum like went
I
over
was
to
gonna
them, because they
say,
didn't think my mum would know about like, oh, you meant to consult with us first, blah blah.
Yeah,
Just because
Yeah.
she had that accent, you know what I mean?
that's the
So it
thing.
was just
Sorry,
funny.
I was
You
just,
told me this,
I
yeah,
was just
it's
laughing
good.
because I was like, I remember when your mum used to get angry. She's actually
She's
really.
scary.
It's a different. She goes from being an angel to like you cannot mess with her.
Yeah.
She will
Yeah.
absolutely
That's funny.
roll
She tells
you
us-
over and knock you out. Not knock you out, but you know what I mean. She will let you
Yeah.
know.
There's one funny saying she always says to me and my brother. We always like laugh afterwards. She basically tells us to just break apart, like just fall into pieces. If we ever get so angry, it's just so funny, but it's scary at the same time, man.
I remember sometimes your mum, like when she'd be angry, she'd sometimes speak in like in Farsi and not Russian. Like she'd mix
Oh,
it
really?
together. She would like. I think her favorite words were like some of the insults in our language. So
Yeah.
she'd mix that with like Russian, and it was really fun
Oh.
to hear. I remember. It.
Oh my.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sure.
Do you remember any of them?
Oh god, it was like. She'd be like, "Иди сюда," let's say something in Russian, and then she'd be like, "Bishop Sagnala" or something like that.
Oh
But
yeah, that's her favorite. She still says that now, you know, just whenever like
it's
something
her,
goes
like,
wrong, she's like,
favorite insult.
"Passion, I'm Sagdila."
Yeah, she says
All the
it
time.
like and because she's got a Russian accent, it sounds really fun, like
Yeah.
hearing
I get you.
"Be shut up for
Oh.
second or that," and then she's like, but the way she says it is quite,
I
it's
get
quite interesting to hear because she's Russian. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is really cool.
Oh,
I
I
remember.
love that.
No, you gotta celebrate.
Like your
different
mum, I
cultures,
think she
man.
actually knows our language. She knows what, like, you
She-
could speak in our language in front of her and she'd know what's
Exactly,
being
just-
said.
She's we went Holland not too long ago, like, and my dad's sister can speak like Farsi, obviously, but
Yeah.
when she
Yeah.
was talking to my mom, she had to like, I think she was dumbing it down because I think my mom can understand it, but there's still a few words, so she's not exactly fluent in it, but she can. It's like me with Russian, I can understand almost all of it. It's just a
Yeah.
few words that I can speak and only a few words that I don't understand. It's not that she can like completely understand it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta celebrate different cultures, man. It's just like that's what different languages, man. I don't understand like why people are like this. You know?
I think it's really sad that people think that you're dumb because you can't speak English, is what you're
That's
saying.
yeah.
Who
that's
told
so
you that
stupid.
being English meant being smart or knowing English meant that?
No, it's because
Well, it's
There's
just
some people-
because in this country it's like, oh yeah, we're English.
There's loads of
Go to-
people in their own countries who've only spoken
love
their
English.
own language, and you tell me there's dumb people there. That's such a
It-
disgusting thing to say. Like,
it's just stupid because they think, oh, since they can't speak much of our language, they must not know a lot about us or
and
how.
then the
it's working.
irony
exactly.
when English people or white people who are completely like you, like when they or anyone who speaks another language. Like if an English person, for instance, goes start speaking Spanish, you're telling me they've got a perfect accent? No,
Yeah,
I've heard like all or they'll sound just as worse.
but
if
it also
they
could be racism within like their own cultures, you know. Like,
What do you mean?
Like within the same race, like sometimes
There
they're
is
racist.
well, it's like a
But
there's loads of like
there's a funny example. It wasn't did one person in our year, Max, like get like accused of being a terrorist or something? Or is that not true?
What?
Yeah, I heard this. I don't want
What?
to say names. I think Abdullah in
I
that year.
don't want to say names.
Oh
That
my
was
god!
amazing.
Oh my god!
You know what
Yes, I
about?
remember this. I remember this. Okay, bro, it's the
Uh,
French teacher, man, Miss Blo. She was such a crackhead. I
Yeah.
swear down. I have so many stories to tell you about her, but we'll get into that another time. Bro, basically, he was doing A-level French, right? And
Shout
I
out
think
to him.
uh, one time he like I was talking to him and he told me about this. Basically, he was just like not in the mood. Like he had a bad day or something. He was
Yeah,
tired. He wasn't feeling because I think he had a exam or something, or he just done an exam, or he just revised a lot. It was something like that. So he went into class. And bear in mind, there's only I think 3 students that did A-level French, so there was like 3 of them total. And normally, before this, like he's always the talkative one, always the one to initiate the questions in class,
yeah.
interact with
All
Miss
right.
Blowshot, blah blah blah. And today he just wasn't doing any of that. So Miss Blowshot all of a sudden started getting like a bit worried about him. But for some reason, she started getting a bit suspicious as well. Like she thought maybe he had a bomb or something. So she went to, I think it
Sorry,
was
but
Miss
that's
Vincent, the vice principal. She went to her, told her about it. It was worried that Abdullah might be planning to blow something up or something along
Yeah,
those
man.
lines.
When I heard that, I was
wow.
like, no
And
way.
That's actually I can't
they
even.
had they
What?
had to
Just,
isolate him.
just
I think I'm not sure if they called in his parents, but they had to like talk
No.
to him on his own, just check if everything's okay. It was just so funny
well, I
because
don't think it's embarrassing, but
Sorry,
like
I'm
that's like,
laughing. I'm just
it's
so
just a
shocked.
funny.
I don't even know how to
It's
react to
sometimes
that.
racism is so stupid. It's just funny.
it's just
No,
funny.
I'm not laughing in a good way. Like it's just like it's so dumb. Like that's why I'm not. Like I'm just that shocked.
Like, there's a French teacher, Y, I'm assuming, and the vice principal.
Yeah,
So
Is it white
basically,
as well?
because this kid looked Asian, this is the assumption.
he's dark, he's
That's
brown, like
Well, obviously,
he's not
if he
dark
was,
brown, but like
if he was a different race, would that assumption?
if he was
happen?
white, they would be like,
Exactly.
"You're right, mate. If you got a headache, that's what would happen." That's
I
why
don't
I'm
even think she would have
angry.
questioned it.
This
She
is
probably just
this
would
is
have left.
exactly. This is in the sixth form. That's majority Asian. It's not like
Yeah,
But
exactly.
still,
That's
it's still
so
happened.
mental. That's genuinely mental. That's
I
like
think it's
literally
so she
said you're
probably had a
around.
question.
We're Asians. That's
Yeah.
if someone did that
Thanks,
to me, I'd be like, what? Like
I can't believe it. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
I'm-
He's alright now, thankfully.
a bum, you know? Are you actually instead of asking, "Hey, you okay?" I didn't even. That wasn't even. I'm actually what? People
Oh,
are dumb, man. People are actually dumb.
I can't believe it. I'm so glad that story is true because if I said it and it wasn't true, I would feel like such a mug. But yeah, no, that's what happens.
yeah, man.
Okay, then we move on
Man,
to
Asians really do have some like. I mean, they don't experience anything. Like they're also racist Asians, but
yeah.
we got racism.
No, yeah, I said within the
The
same
French are
culture
just
because
weird
I
people,
thought the
I think.
teacher was
Yeah.
Asian as well, but no.
No.
that wasn't.
Asians, we're notorious.
No, other culture. It's just marriages and stuff like that. Girlfriend, boyfriend. Oh, same race is better than other races most of the time, depending.
No,
on
I
who you
mean,
are. Not everyone's like this, but yeah.
That is actually a thing, yeah. But like, I feel like that's with like
Tradition.
most.
Exactly tradition.
I feel like that's in all races as well, though. Like everyone wants to stick to their own because of the injustices going on,
yeah. Some people,
and also because of racism. Literally, just because they
yeah.
don't like
Sometimes
anyone
people
else.
just don't want to be with other race, just scared of like having a family, like in-laws, which are racist. So you don't want to deal with that pressure or deal with anything like expectation.
That's true, actually.
Or they'll just feel more comfortable with their
Well,
own.
Exactly.
actually,
yeah.
Max, since you're technically biracial, like
Hey.
it's only technically like factual, yeah. So like,
Hey.
for you, like growing up, was there any kind of interesting kind of
Identity crisis.
Not identity.
That's what
I
she
don't
wants
know.
to
I
but
did
say.
know
it's
my
like
name for 2 years.
It's kind of an
Huh?
interesting
Say that again.
combination.
No, I'm joking. Carry on, carry on.
I don't know, like with people, like
Who is he?
I guess explaining that, like to friends, or maybe just with your families, like when both sides of your family have met or something.
I
Just
mean,
interesting kind of cultural.
I think by the time I was born, both sides of my family, like, they already knew about each other and like they were just calm with everything. They didn't have a problem. So there was nothing to happen with family. As growing up, I'd say I think it's just every time like someone asked me where I was from, I'd just say I'm mixed and like from Afghan and Russia, and they'd just always be surprised that that's the only thing. Like it's just a weird mix. The only problem I had
Good
was
mix.
this certain English teacher, Dubé. He just I hate that guy, man.
I know. Yeah.
He just loved to try and make the worst, absolute dead jokes. Just like, because he knew that I was half Russian, half Afghan, right? He even met my mom during a parents' evening and was like talking about everything.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, all of a sudden, he just acted like he didn't know anything about me and tried to make a joke. And it just made me cringe so hard. It's like,
I think-
oh, Max, you're from Bolivia, aren't you? And everyone laughed because they knew it just makes no sense.
Told you this.
Bolivia. How do you know how someone like what anything
I think,
Bolivia?
it was more cringe joke than
It
actually.
was so great, and
Nah,
I
that's
just
kind of
wanted,
weird, man. That's really.
I just
offensive.
wanted to do
Throw
so many
something.
things to him. You don't understand. Yeah, that's
I guess I
that's
saw
probably
the
one of
back
the
of
main
Max's
reasons I
head,
dropped
but I knew the expression of Max's face. I didn't even have to look at his facial expression. I just knew from the back of his head. Yeah.
Okay, do your impression.
What do you mean?
Do it for me. I mean, obviously no.
The impression of what? The back of his head?
No, it's reaction.
I don't know what his.
reaction.
That's the point. I
Oh,
don't know what his
shit.
reaction was.
If you want to do an impression of me in English, just put your head on the table and lie down.
Just pretend to
That was
sleep. Or
that was
sleep, actually
literally me throughout all of English.
You actually sleep.
Oh yeah, there was one time I slept in I'm not sure if I told you this. It was the other English teacher's class, an American. He was a
You know
bit
what? It's
weird,
funny. Funny.
and I was basically I don't know why I was so tired, but it's just the way I am. I was just sleeping, right? Had my head on the table and everything, and then I just hear a loud thud and suddenly wake up. I'm confused. I don't know what happened, and I see him just standing right next to my table, staring at me with a weird look in his eyes. Everyone else is watching, and I don't remember what he said, but I just remember him walking off, and then I just went straight back to sleep and he done nothing. It was a
yeah,
weird experience for me, man. But everyone says that apparently he done it just because I was sleeping. He kicked the table that I was sleeping at.
Oh, yeah,
Like
he
he
did
kicked it just to make me wake up. And apparently he said, "Oh, you need to be getting more sleep or something." But then as soon as I went back to sleep, he didn't say anything. So
Good sleeper.
I'm still not over that terrorist story, man. What the hell? That's not even. I'm actually so shook by that. Her first reaction is not. Maybe this kid's got a headache. Maybe he's ill. Maybe
I
someone
mean-
in his family died, or he's going through some personal mental health trauma. You know what I mean? Like that's not the first. Because your first concern is like, I think he's got a bomb. Like, are you Are you actually mad?
Oh,
In a majority Asian school as well, like you'd think that there would be a bit more understanding or kind of
yeah,
like the teachers would have kind of some sense.
No, mostly is sense. In terms of like.
Well, that woman's an idiot.
The thing is, if you were at our school for longer, Sid, you'd understand how crazy that French teacher is, man. She's not normal. I'm telling you now.
Well,
There's been a
French
few
most
experiences.
French
Where's she
teachers.
from?
France.
Well, most French teachers
she's
aren't
French.
normal.
Yeah.
I know. So
I
we
don't
are a bit
think
weird.
anyone's at a normal French teacher. This is so bizarre. Yeah.
There's always that one. just
Whether
crazy
they're French
teacher.
or not, like
French.
it's literally.
For our school, it was like you're a nice person, but you can't control the class, or you're just a crazy.
Yeah,
student.
yeah, that's
You
how
know.
it is.
crazy strict.
Yeah. Just,
I bet they're like that just to kind of cope with the classes.
Yeah,
but
so
then behind closed
we
doors,
had a teacher that was in the school for ages. Like even when Gazelle was in our secondary school,
Mm.
Miss Cook, the French teacher, she was like
she was
old.
honestly.
And
What
in
a
our
character.
class was like the last class before she would like go and retire, and
Right.
she was just kept on saying every lesson like, "Oh, I'm so done with you. I can't wait to go to Spain and relax." It's
Yeah.
so funny. That's the thing. She actually knew her French, but it's just funny. It's just she's like,
No,
"Oh yeah,
she
I
was
can't
good
wait
at
to
being
go
French.
to
She
Spain."
had the most Birmingham accent, but when she spoke French, I was like,
Oh
holy
my.
shit! Like it was really good. But she was like, nah. By the time
Can't wait to go to Spain. Your class is the death of me. Okay. Sorry.
she literally, I remember one time she burst out going, "I'm on medication," and we're like, "What? Don't tell that to a bunch of kids.
Okay.
Like, you don't. Like you can tell that the teaching was it took a toll on her. Like
Yeah.
French can do that to you.
I don't think people realize that just because you're smart at a subject, that doesn't mean that you can actually teach.
No, you have to control the class.
And control the class.
Classes
That's
can
not
be a
Oh
bit too
yeah,
many.
yeah.
It can be mental, but like you've got to like. I'm sorry,
Some
it's not an easy
teachers just
job.
demand respect from the
It's
strict.
just about how you can adapt to certain situations, really. Like if
mean,
someone's
yeah.
getting loud and they're not listening to you, it depends on how you can handle it.
Yeah.
It's more about social skills rather than actual teaching
It
ability.
really is about the social skills.
Second-
Like you gotta get.
Secondaries, yeah, mostly.
Yeah, primary's easy because they're just kids. Like most
Oh,
people
yeah.
even forget their primary years. But like the only thing that the issue with primary school is like the kind of physical, like nits or kids shitting themselves or that kind of stuff. No, but it's a kid, so it's not that big. You'd rather a kid do that.
Wait, what?
What?
No, wait, no, I heard that. I heard
What?
that.
What
Not good
happened?
enough. You're not coming back on the
I didn't
podcast.
hear
You're
it.
not coming
Oh,
back.
I'm fine with that. Don't worry.
You're like,
You're the one
yes,
that asked
I
me.
can't be asked.
You're the one that asked me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'll pay you.
No, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's like pros and cons. Like with primary school, I feel like it's not a big deal in terms of controlling the class that much. Like
Yeah.
they might get rowdy, but they are little children. Like
you want to be a teacher, Gazelle, man?
I do actually. I've been thinking about it. Yeah.
Well, imagine.
I don't know which one to do. I feel like if I went to a secondary school, I would just look like the kids, and they were like, "Whoa, shit." Like I feel like I would just. No, do you know what I mean? Like I'm not tall, and I'm not.
So maybe that's even better.
no,
yeah,
but
that's a
do
good
I
thing.
look
That's
like?
good.
Are you joking?
That's a good
Sid?
thing,
We
though.
look the
If you
same
look
age.
You'll be like, I'm
Sid.
down with the kids.
No,
If you look close, they'll be
Like,
more willing to
literally
like
down
try to
with
get
the
to you and be
kids.
calm.
What would be called?
Nah, people would just be like towering over me. I would literally walk in there and be like, "Who is this kid?" I feel like the teachers would be like, "Who is this kid?" No, but I'm the teacher here. They're like, oh.
No, but you'd be scary, man.
I'm scared for you, but like I feel
Get
a
it.
bunch of 15-year-olds. Bear in mind, some of them reach puberty at like 11, 12. So I'm just gonna. How am I meant to control that? How embarrassing! Like
So you do what
I'm-
subject would it be?
English, obviously.
Oh, go on. English teacher. Hey,
Maybe history
Max.
as well.
Max's favorite English teacher.
Maybe politics as well.
Politics. I love it.
That would be an interesting class.
So,
Just indoctrinate the kids into my beliefs.
Okay,
You
I was trying-
better believe
I'm
me.
gonna move on there. I'm gonna move on. But
Um,
you really are exposing yourself. That's
I'm
right.
joking. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I would be very equal and fair.
Equality. Yes, lovely. That's the... Okay,
But
so
I'll let them know.
we move on with our next topic. Our next topic, I was planning this from last week, so it kind of already connects to Black Lives Matter, but I'm talking about more generally, if you know what I mean. So, is there too much sensitivity in social media?
In social media.
Max thought this up, and I was like, "Oh,
I
this
mean,
is
that's a
good
bit of a
topic to-"
weird thing
No,
to
we
say
both
during
were.
a Black
Me and Max
Lives
both
Matter
thought of this,
movement.
and I thought it was a good.
Oh,
idea.
did you think about this before the Black
Yeah,
Lives
yeah,
Matter?
yeah.
This
Oh.
doesn't have to do with the Black Lives Matter.
You can link it. You can link it if you want, but I'm
I
talking
feel
more
like you
general.
can't link it with Black Lives Matter. Like, of course, that's a sensitive issue.
Like, yeah.
No,
I
but some
don't
people are
understand why
sensitive as in
Sid's
like
saying that.
you can link it as in like you're sensitive, like oh you're racist as well. You know what I mean? But you don't have to. You know, it's in generally over this decade, last
That's
decade.
such a thing to think of before all this.
I know, yeah. Well, there's certain reasons some people think that there's more like why is there more sensitivity? I think Max, you think there's because like the young generation are coming in. And are a
What
bit
do you mean,
more-
like when people post like normal pictures of themselves
Yeah.
and like just being on social? Forget. Okay, we'll just. can
No,
we
they
just
get more
separate
offended
Black
by
Lives-
loads of stuff.
So like,
Yeah,
let's say someone's just like posting a funny joke to one of their like friends on a public post, and then they'll just get like a bunch of people replying to them in the comments, just being utterly offended, even though like they have no relations to that guy, they don't know that guy, and that guy wasn't directing it towards them. I just feel
That's the thing.
I've seen a few cases like that. I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
why are they getting so upset about it when it's not even directed at you?
It
and
could be like a
for you
subject,
know, it
like
could be a
food. Like
good-
someone says, "I hate this. I hate eating this."
Opinions.
No,
They-
like literally, yeah, but opinions. I hate. I don't know. Someone says, "I hate." Let's say garlic. And how could you say that it's like the basics of every meal? And la la la.
Yeah, but that's like that's only the tip of the, that's annoying, but that's the tip of the iceberg. Some people just get
That is a-
actually offended by like. What
I mean,
people
I'd get offended.
Like, they
because
take it
like,
to heart.
Garlic is, yeah, they take it to heart. Like that, I do find that annoying. I would say garlic is a great thing though, but just
I
saying.
mean, garlic mayo though. That's the
Garlic, mate.
That
I
is-
know. We've got
How-
two
how-
tubs of
it's
them.
good, yeah.
It's so good. Well, not
So
tubs. Let's
good,
call them
I haven't got to that then.
bottles,
I
whatever
haven't got
else.
to this.
It is actually
That
garlic
is
mayo
pretty
is
good.
actually supreme. But yeah, no. But I get what you mean. When a subject, I'm not. This is not about Black Lives Matter because that is sense. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that because we've
But
talked
if we're
about similar
talking about
things.
just ordinary,
Yeah,
everyday
yeah.
subjects such as food, such as
But why is this happening?
I don't
Max,
know,
Max, you
types
have a
of
reason.
brands.
You think it's mostly the young generation coming in.
I just think as the new generations are coming into a basic play, right? They're developing
Play.
all these new like
Yeah.
sensitivities. Like before, there was only two genders, right? Now there's about 79,000. Like
Oh,
people are just
that's
developing them. You know what I mean? With like everything, there's always something new that's coming along with this new generation. Before there was never like an issue of topic whether you're a female, male, trans, or whatever.
yeah.
Now it's all about this type of stuff. Like I just find it a bit, I don't know,
But isn't
unnecessary.
that different opinions though come
I
together?
don't find those topics. Like, I think it's kind of important.
But is it
trans
Max?
people
Isn't that different
exist,
opinions though?
Gay people exist.
Yeah, for I know it could be
Exist.
because obviously I'm an objective person. It could be opinions, but
Yeah.
I just think to try like I don't know, try make it bigger than it is, or try put it on someone else and say, nah, you should agree with this because it's new, like it's what I think is right.
Yeah,
I just think that's stupid because you see a lot of times people get really upset about when people are saying, oh, there's only two genders, right? And then people are saying, well, there's actually like seven, blah blah. If you can't see this, then you're just genderist or whatever the word is, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I just think, well, I've just grown up a different way. You can't really force me to agree with you. I can acknowledge it, but cool. I'm not gonna agree with you. You know what I mean? But then they'll just get seriously offended by that. Just start coming at me, attacking me. Like I don't get it. That's all that I think.
Yeah, those new opinions are becoming in from the future, from like how time has progressed. Those opinions.
And I just think as time goes on, there's gonna be a lot more opinions. Like, because right now,
Right.
I think the only main thing with this is gender. I don't know if there's anything else that's
Yeah.
up for debate, but
yeah.
I think as
Gender's a
time
hard
goes
one,
on,
I think,
But
because-
those new topics in terms of genders and stuff like that.
I think
Those
that's
are the new generation coming in. But
Yeah.
when
Like-
I'm talking about different like levels, like TV, film. People seem to be getting really offended, sending death threats, even about like if you like this movie against another movie
Oh
or
no,
another TV show.
that's just people. I think
I've
they're
seen
just
that more.
extremes. Like I just think
Yeah. But
they're
this is
slightly
low-
insane. No offense to them, but I just think if you're taking a fictional thing to
it-
heart, you
this
need
is the
help.
thing.
Like,
I'm on movie Twitter, and luckily there's loads of.
Well, it
obviously people-
depends though, because if it's based on real things or real subjects, then yeah, you can get.
But people
Yeah,
send like
but-
death threats, fam. Like, oh, objectively, you're wrong, mate. Basically, you're a dickhead if you're not. Like, it's just like this happens a lot every day.
See, this is the thing,
on
that's
Twitter.
like-
I'm looking at this every day.
Like, you know, when I've
Every
been
day.
doing my stuff about telling people about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, that's
and
fine. That's
I don't know
one
if
way
you've
of
actually
doing
guys. I know you said I did post a lot, but like it is a lot
To
to
say,
read.
I'm mostly talking about Twitter because that's the one I
No,
look at.
I know.
I shouldn't really be.
But like,
I'm not
if you
expert.
read what I said,
Yeah.
the thing I kept saying, I was like, this is where I stand in this,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, this is where I stand. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
mm.
And if you don't agree, you gotta leave.
But that's
bro.
different because that's racism, fam. You're being dumb if you're not racist.
I know,
If
no.
you're
That, I know.
racist.
I just happen to be in the right in this, not my fault. But I'm just saying, for instance, people do disagree. People, because I wasn't just talking about racism as well. I was talking about how racism is linked in our
And
government.
also,
Because what made me snap, because like
go on.
actually the whole thing made me snap. I was just outraged, and
That's good.
I was completely
it's
outraged.
the culmination.
But what angered me, what made me seethe, was that people in the UK seemed to think that because of what was going on in America, that there was no link or connection,
Yeah.
or that
What?
we're not as bad here. And I was like, how fucking dare
Well,
you
what
say
is
that
it?
there's no racism in the UK?
Why people in the UK was this on the news or what? Like,
It was a lot
Internet.
of people, news, politics, like it's just
No, it's like it feels like points
Even,
scoring. Oh,
like,
the US are
friends-
collapsing, but we're
like
okay.
friends.
You know what I mean? It's that kind of
people,
mentality.
Like, no, like
Okay.
some of my friends were like, is it actually that bad though? And I was like, you're literally living under a rock right now. I was like, you clearly have. Are you telling me racism? Are you literally just saying there's no racism in this country? I was like, I just thought that was absolutely. I was like, come on, man, we're not. I'm not a child anymore. I'm
I feel like
23-year-old.
I
It's
feel like the adult minorities in this country, they'll fully like they know about how much racism there is, but I feel like the
we
children,
know, black
like-
people know, but white children they have no idea.
The parents
Yeah.
teach them.
the white children, because white privilege exists in this country and it's so obvious.
So
But-
obvious.
But like with in my opinion, I think that with the minorities, I think like the children of them, unless they've experienced it, I don't think they'll really understand like the whole situation in this country. Like they
It's
won't.
sad.
they
They
won't
don't
see it
realize until
because-
they're older.
Yeah, and once
Like-
they actually experience it, but because they haven't experienced it at that young age, they probably think that our country's got no racism in it because
Yeah.
their parents probably don't want to tell them something
Well,
that bleak, you know, like, oh, you're living in a country where you're going to be hated because of your skin color. You know what I mean? They probably don't want to tell them that to their children because they want them
or
to
the
live.
way some of them do, you know. That's the thing. Like some of them have to because they have to tell. Like
Yeah,
a lot of like I remember Dad said a lot. Like I don't know whether you experienced this, Dad, Max, from your parents. Might have probably not, but Sid, you probably didn't either. But I do remember. Maybe even Omar remembers. My dad. Every time I'd go outside when I was younger, like he didn't like it. He didn't like it at all.
Who?
Like
Your dad?
Dad, yeah. And like you at that age, you're like 14. Like what's wrong with me going outside? You know, like he
I
would be like,
remember-
come
I
back at the normal time. Like don't go out. Like, he just hated it in
It's just a
general.
more dangerous area.
Yeah. And like I didn't like
racism's part of it. Yeah.
yeah.
You are.
No. I didn't like going outside, to be honest. But there were times where you want to hang with friends, or you know, or not all my friends lived near me, so you'd have to actually go outside and go. And my dad found it. Like, he just automatically his response was no. And one time I just kind of like snapped, and I was like, "What is the problem? Like, I've grown up here my whole life. Like my issue, I thought he thought that I didn't know where I was going or something. Like I don't know how to
That's part
cross.
of it.
I thought it was literally like it's part of it. Like I thought I was like, am I a child? Like I know how to cross the
There's
road. Like I
multiple
know.
reasons.
But he was like, Gazelle, this isn't the country. Like, he was like, your dad ain't from this country. This isn't like your homeland, really. Like, he was like, you're an Asian. Like, he said basically, phrased it in a way saying, this ain't your native country.
Yeah.
Like, you can't walk
So
around
it's
here
the main
thinking.
reason.
Bear in mind, I don't even think I look. I thought I've had moments where people have thought I'm either biracial or that like half Asian, half white, or people like they don't realize that I'm.
Oh, yeah. God forbid.
When
have
you
a
meet
darker
me,
skin
you
colour.
don't think.
Oh no,
Who?
you got darker skin color. That makes it worse. that's what some people say. Oh, you got pale light skin, so it's
Yeah,
better.
people do, I'm telling you, it's a
People
real
treat you
thing. Like
differently.
people do treat me different because I'm paler,
Obviously,
and I see
just,
it.
obviously, just because you're pale doesn't mean you just get no racism. You still get.
I get racism
Max
because
knows
I'm
that.
Afghan. People
Zal
who
knows
know
that.
it, yeah.
Exactly.
But people who don't, because at the end of the day, who knows what an Afghan looks like? We're siblings and we don't even look that similar. Let's be real. Like we look like siblings, but our
Some
skin
people
color.
say we look exactly the same.
Yeah, I hate that. But that's not true. That's a lie. But no, we look related. But
Yeah.
Max, Sid is brown.
In terms of skin
I'm
color.
a bit paler than him. Mum is a bit paler. Mum is way paler than I am.
Yeah.
And my dad is a solid brown man with an afro.
Solid brown.
He is with an
He's a
afro.
solid,
Yeah, like people thought he was
Love the afro.
Cuban at one point.
So you're saying he
But we're all Afghan and we're all from the
he's
same
trying to
family.
maybe say he was trying to protect you
And
going
Omar-
outside because you're more likely to be targeted because
He was right though.
you're a
That was a
different
sad
race.
thing.
And
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
mental.
He's like
that is
it's
shit.
sad that that's how it
shit,
is.
mate.
It's sad. No, he's right though. He's like
it's right.
that's
but
right, but
it
it's sad
shouldn't
that-
have to come to that, shouldn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, I know that's.
He was like, you ain't. Oh, he was like,
So,
he was like, your granddad ain't white. Your
I don't know
granddad,
about
you're not
Max,
English.
or
Don't walk around
did
here.
do you have similar stuff in Harborne or was it a bit different?
Harborne's a fully white area, and since I'm white, like nothing happens. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever experienced like me in person. I've never experienced racism directed towards me just because of my color and the
I
fact
was
that
gonna
like,
say,
don't
like, because
have
I
the
was like,
accent.
even though actually your dad is an Asian man, you
Yeah,
do take your mom's genes more.
I
Like
think,
you look like
I'm
I
not
think
really
you,
sure.
like it's actually
See-
kind of you look quite like well you don't actually look like your mom, but you look like you
More
can
like-
tell that there's quite a more side to your mom, leans more to your mom. Like I think you look a little bit more Russian than you do Afghan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing with most people. It's always
Yeah.
split down the middle. Like I've never had more people say that I look more like my dad or more like my mom. It's always 50-50.
It is a
Oh,
50-50.
You might think I look more like my mom, but then someone else might think I look more like. It's weird because I've never had just one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
I wouldn't
subjective.
say you're looking like your mom is a woman at the end. Like you don't look tight. Like, and your mom has blue
I mean, I
eyes.
do
and I'm
have
pretty sure
blue
she's also blonde. But
Is that what?
Wait, what? What?
no, like your mom's blonde, right?
Yeah.
And she's got blue eyes, and you don't have any of that. So you
Yes,
do
yeah.
have your
Does she
dad's
have blue
like dark haired.
I don't even know.
You made me question my mom's eyes. I don't know.
We've got
Yeah, I
brown
think
eyes.
so.
All of us have got brown eyes. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like what?
Hey, brown eyed gang.
Yeah, you got brown eyes, and you got. Actually, you were kind of blonde as a kid.
What?
You actually had light, like not like proper
I
blonde,
had-
blonde, but
I
it
had
was light.
brown hair, I think.
It was very no. There's like a photo of you where, like, when you were like literally a baby, like a couple of months old, and I'm holding you, and you had quite light looking hair. I don't know whether it was because you were next to me and my hair is really dark that it looked like that. But
Well-
yeah,
Okay.
I also think you've like, I mean, Sid showed me some photos of you guys at school, or whatever. But I think you've tanned more though.
Tan, really?
Has he? No.
Has it not? It looked like he did.
Oh,
in
well,
the
it depends on
photo.
the picture. Or
It
sometimes
depends
in
on which
summer.
photo. It's probably got
Oh,
like
okay.
some filter on
You
it.
were a lot paler when you were younger, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was
Yeah.
definitely more paler, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
tanned that much.
Well, not
I was
tan,
like
but, like,
a
your skin
vampire when
is-
I was
I feel-
younger.
I feel like
You were really pale.
feel like
I
it's
do
the same.
remember that.
I feel like he's the
Yeah.
same.
I mean, it was completely flawless skin. There was no
Oh,
acne or
hey,
whatever.
guy.
But like,
Flawless.
no, it wasn't. But I was just like, wow, he's really pale. Like you were glowing.
I had that gene in me. What can I
Going
say?
back to going back
Yeah.
to sensitive. I think
No, but you didn't have one freckle or anything.
freckle.
Like you know how some people have like spots, freckles, or whatever, or hair, or you're just completely white and just smooth
Wow.
face.
There's nothing wrong with having
I'm
freckles.
not gonna lie. I think throughout my childhood, up until secondary school, I had probably flawless skin. I don't know why, but I just
No, but
had
it was like
flawless skin.
really flawless. I was just like, I'm not saying kids obviously don't have like spots or, like, you know, some kids have freckles. Some kids like, you know, that not
Yeah.
everyone's.
But I was just that unique, outstanding one.
Like Sid had like a mustache when he was like 9. Like,
Oh my!
What are you on
You
about?
did.
When I was 12, yeah, okay, maybe.
okay, yeah, but you did have little fluff. You can't tell in that photo, but you did in person.
Just looking at that picture.
Just
every day.
little reverse Hitler mustache, kind of. Like,
I mean-
ends.
Reverse Hitler.
The main
Yeah.
thing about Sid that I only remember as a child was just his big ass forehead, man. Like, he had the biggest head. Ever.
You did have a big head.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
You've grown into it. You've grown into it now.
Now his body's proportionate to it.
Yeah, you've
not
grown
that
into
much.
your head. Your head grew first. That's
Yeah.
Big. Let's have a big head. Yeah.
You were such a round kid. You're so
Let's have a
cute.
big head.
Oh man.
You were both. You were both like little round, little cute kids, same height, the
Mm,
same kind of. Yeah, it was cute.
Okay.
Aw.
I remember when you guys were 10. I was like, man, these kids are already almost my height. This is embarrassing. No,
Still the same.
when you guys were 10.
Uh,
I was like 15. I was like, this is embarrassing. I'm 15 and I look literally the same height.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Good times though.
Okay, going back to sensitivity. I can't segue to the subject. I'm sorry. I can't do this. But basically, I feel like social media has allowed for like people to have their more opinions. So it's not that the world suddenly becomes sensitive. I feel like it's more like you can see.
I think it's just actual real
opinions.
subjects have come to light, like with the gender stuff. Like
Yeah.
to me, I feel like if you whatever gender you are, that's what you like. It's up to you.
No,
It's
we're not just talking about gender.
No, but I'm just saying, for example, just
Yeah,
the
it's an
example that
example.
was given.
Oh yeah.
Like, I personally don't find it an issue. Like to me.
Yeah, Max.
But,
What
like, if
what
you
was you saying,
don't,
Max?
like,
I just think that when they start to like become over aggressive with it, I just don't see why.
I feel like
they take that much to heart.
I feel like it's the internet. I feel like they feel like behind the. It goes back to that thing. You're behind the screen. You can do what you want.
But I feel like they should understand the fact that not everyone's gonna agree with them. Like if you can't understand that, then you're not gonna make it that far in life because not everyone's gonna agree with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna like what you do. Not everyone's gonna like be friendly towards you. Yet once they get just one little bit of that unfriendliness or not understanding from someone else, they start to try force it on them. They start to try make them seem ignorant and try like make them seem like the victim. It's just weird, man.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
people are just not educated enough to like have an
I think
actual
it's
argument.
like the emotional.
They force an
reactions,
opinion to
though,
some other people.
with that, like, because obviously the people who are getting angry are the ones who are at the forefront of it, probably.
Forefront of what? What do you mean?
Like if I was to get like I would never get that aggressive with it because I've never experienced it on a personal level. Like even if I agreed or disagree or whatever view I have.
Yeah, but you.
Like my view is I don't
what you view
mind.
as aggressive. Because
There-
people can say your Instagram posts are aggressive.
They are aggressive.
So then,
I'm right though. In the
so what are you
terms
saying?
of
You're
like not
you just
being
said you're not
racist.
aggressive.
Yeah, but I'm not well versed in to be honest on gender. Like I actually have I know about
Oh.
it, but not enough to feel.
Really?
I do know about it. It's just I feel like that is a long topic to discuss.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like it's not that deep.
you don't realize it though because you're a guy and you're straight. That's why.
Hey, gang.
You're comfortable
Like if someone's a
with
nice
that.
guy, I'll be friends. It doesn't matter. Like you know what I mean.
I know that, but if you don't get it, then you are gonna think things are when you don't. When
Or
someone
stay
doesn't
away.
understand something, they're gonna think it's weird.
Yeah.
Initial reaction.
But that initial
I
reaction.
wouldn't say weird though, because when I don't understand something, I don't always find it weird.
I don't. Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
saying. But like, if someone
yeah.
disagrees with it, some people's initial. I'm not like that. We're not like that. But for some people, they're like, "What? What? Hang on.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, because you're questioning their entire belief at that point.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So like they just. So if they don't understand it, they just get scared of it, kind of.
Yeah, it's like a fear and it's a
they turn into
confusion.
aggression.
And some people get defensive. Even
On the
with the race stuff. I'm literally saying, stop being racist. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? I'm saying the importance and that the relevance that this isn't a trend. That now that you've seen this and now people are getting outraged, that it's unfortunate that people weren't outraged before when all these things were happening before, or that every time the peaceful kind of protests were happening, no one was doing anything. But the fact you've made people volatile over this, that's how angry people felt.
Yeah.
Like.
In terms of this whole like thing that's going on,
Yeah.
what do you think about the fact that like other minorities like they're having similar things where that kid in I don't know what country it was, like Palestine or something, where a kid with autism was shot by an officer. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I didn't see that.
A lot of people have been bringing up minority issues as well,
like
and they're relying. But the thing is,
it's just I find it weird that they
that's
they
the initial
have
reaction.
all of this stuff, but they have the like if it's a black person, then they make it way more bigger. But I think shouldn't it be that all lives matter instead of just black lives? Because when you're saying
No,
black
but
lives,
Black
aren't you
Lives
just
Matter-
separating them from us even more?
No. It's that fact that this is the mistake people are making with Black Lives Matter. This is what.
That's what I said in my caption.
Black Lives Matter because it concerns us all. It's a global thing.
Yeah.
In
So then
every
why not
country that
use all
isn't.
lives matter instead? I just don't get
No, but
it.
that's the point. Once Black
Because you're
Lives
including them
Matter,
with-
every life will become equal. Is the point? Because black people haven't been treated the same. That's a fact.
Yeah. I'm
Have
saying.
you ever, but I've never seen like something where it says like, "Oh, Palestine lives matter" or a specific sort of race lives
Because
matter.
with
It's
that,
only
it's
with the
like
black
a-
people
Not
that
enough.
I've seen it.
Not enough.
Because
people
they've
say
I
been
think it should
treated
be
like
all
that.
lives matter instead. I just don't.
No,
I
but
still don't get it.
I feel like we're talking
Okay.
about a specific issue.
Hang on, let me
George
just-
Floyd has sparked an issue concerning one specific issue.
Because it is black people, especially in America. Like,
Yeah,
it is-
100% is black people, but aren't they still us though? They're still
That's,
humans.
no, but
still
that's the
bleed.
point that people.
There's still
are
injustice around
No,
the world.
you're like
Yes.
okay. Hang on.
This is what I put on Instagram. If you were
Wait,
reading my
wait,
Instagram,
wait,
Max, how
wait.
dare you not read my Instagram? Disgusting.
No,
How
no,
dare you
no.
not look at the post? post I just sent you?
No,
Oh, shit, yeah,
wait,
that's
wait,
true,
wait.
that's
No,
true.
I'm just saying Black Lives Matter.
That's-
It's not separating because there's no equality with the All Lives Matter. Like you can't be saying if people literally black people are dying, like it's
For
literally
all lives,
practical.
basically, I said for all lives to matter, you have to make sure Black Lives Matter first, and then deal with other problems as well.
That's
what I said.
They don't realize that racism is it's in England, it's in America, it's in Asian countries where they shit on their own dark-skinned Asians and say that they're ugly, they're this, they're that. That they associate being dark with being poor and working class. Like there's like, you know, in Australia, the indigenous kind of people there were not white, they were black, and they literally did all sorts to them as well. It was literally apartheid in South Africa, you know.
Exactly. That's the good thing.
And in Europe, there was also like people forget that slavery wasn't just in America.
Yeah.
It was in Saudi Arabia. It was in Europe. It was everywhere. Like, you know, I mean,
don't get me wrong. After this lockdown, I'm more persuaded to protest for my own for Afghan issues, for Palestine.
Yeah, it is.
This has sparked a conversation.
But the point is, racism to black people is from every other race. Asians are racist to black people.
Same for every race, though. Once you get racism from somewhere, it's from every other race.
No, but they have it more so with black people. Like, black people are dying over it. That's
okay.
That's the thing. And the reason why it's Black Lives Matter is because they're not equal. That is actually true. They're not equal. Like, there's proof of that.
I'm not trying to say that they're equal. Obviously, they're getting way worse than like the rest.
So they're saying their lives matter because they're not. When all lives matter, they're saying that they're eradicating the fact that they're not being equal, like their struggles aren't as equal.
Like they're saying white lives already matter. Like let's make sure they're on the same page. All on equal
and they're not. It is, to me, in my opinion, obviously there's more races than black, white, and Asian, but these are the three main ones that I see and that I've been confronted with the most. To me, white people, I mean, it's because of the way history is made out, they're doing okay. Like in terms of being judged for their skin color, it won't happen.
Yeah.
They might experience injustices of their own, but whether will it actually be about being white? On a whole, no. With black people, it's literally there's Asians who have been mean to them. White people have been mean to them. We've seen that, you know. And with Asian people, I feel like the only reason Asian people, it's like weird because with Asians, they prefer light features and there's this weird thing. And you can say that has stemmed from white supremacy and there's history involving that. But at the same time, there's also like, with that means that if they meet someone who isn't Asian, like then especially if they're dark skinned, they're not gonna like them at all.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
I think it's more of an ideal than for me. It's just a different understanding of all lives matter that I have. Because
I get what you
can use that. I feel like you can.
I'm saying that Black Lives Matter as well. I understand all the issues they have, but it's just I just find it. I find it a bit weird that we have to separate that, and a bit sad because it's basically showing how much difference there is between, and I just think it should be ideal to make them.
In the optimistic thing, we want to say all lives matter, but Black Lives Matter does concern us all.
But there's so many problems. There's so many problems. I feel like we have to sort this out a bit more. Try and get some progression going, and then mate, this is help. This actually opened my eyes. Be like, okay, maybe we should move on to hashtag Asian Lives Matter. Hashtag all lives matter after for specific issues, highlight specific issues.
Stop. What do you mean hashtag Asian? Actually,
no,
at the end of the day,
don't do it for the sake of doing it. Do it for specific issues. There's a difference
between being a minority, Sid, and being Asian, because there's a lot of Asia's a force. Saudi Arabians are doing just fine. Chinese are doing just fine.
No,
I'm not saying there's
a lot of issues.
There are issues, but they're developed?
Chinese virus.
Chinese are developed.
No, and the
they're not underdeveloped. They're quite wealthy, and they've dealt with the pandemic quite well. Saudi Arabia is the same. I'm not talking about Afghanistan. That is a war-torn country, as is in the Middle East. Like, no, I'm not like what happened to Syria, what happened to Libya, what happened to Iraq.
I'm not disagreeing with
you. No, but you're getting a bit weird. What do you mean hashtag
I'm
all
not
lives
getting
matter?
weird. I'm saying
you've literally
focus on Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about most police brutality against black people and other stuff as well to do with against black people. I feel like all lives matter works, but most people most people are using it. No, it doesn't work now. Most people are using it now as a way to be defensive and be like,
I feel like anyone who says all lives matter.
You can use that if we're talking about, like, let's say if we're talking about an issue about oh, the whole government system in every country is against all of us, then you can use for an example, you could use the hashtag All Lives Matter if you're talking about that kind of issue.
Stop it. Like,
but we're not
okay,
talking
stop
about
with
that kind
All
of
Lives
issue.
Matter. Stop it.
No,
stop.
I'm saying you can
So
use.
then, do you think that All Lives Matter is just a thing made by white people? Just
I
to,
actually do think it is in a way to say that, oh, but we're all equal. But you don't realize that we're not all equal.
Yeah,
if we were all equal,
that
then yeah, All Lives Matter would be a thing.
Because I don't see it as we're all equal. I just see it as all of us have
no, but as in
same
race,
value of life.
No one is equal. There's rich and poor. But in terms of race, are we all equal? No, we're not.
Equal opportunities.
Oh, in terms of our race, in terms of our skin color, let's be honest. Who is winning? Who's on the magazines? Who's in films? Who is in that? Who is it? Most people. It's white people.
White.
Black people have obviously made their own thing, but now it's come to a point where a lot of like, I don't know what it is. It's like white people have tried to like take from black culture a lot, but when they're doing
no,
it,
they've definitely taken it.
They're definitely like they're
rap,
like
all of that.
Like yeah, like they've taken like even celebrities.
Foods.
They try to look like they're black and they do things to make their skin darker and stuff like that.
Or
they want to look ethnic.
What was the opposite?
What are you talking
like,
about?
Black people trying, like maybe sometimes trying to like pale skin.
Because that's because of the racism. Because they've made them. This is the thing with racism. It's made people self-hating. It's made dark-skinned Asians or people who aren't even black, but get profiled as black, hate the fact that they've got dark skin. Forget it. And so, could you imagine being a black person and people saying that, and the world saying to you it's wrong to be black, or people getting killed, but literally because they're black? Like a lot of people, their reaction is going to be different. Some people are going to be angry, outraged. Some people are going to look at their skin and think, why am I the skin color? Why can't I just be like,
That's self-hatred, yeah.
And some people are still kind of affected by slavery because maybe their grandparents were involved in that or something. Like, they're just going to have even more hatred for, you know.
You don't realize racism creates self-hate as well. Like, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about how a lot of the times people who are victims of racism, they go through phases. I feel like every kid who isn't white has gone through a phase where they didn't, and if they've grown up in a white dominated area or like a predominantly white country,
even having the confidence,
you do go through a phase of kind of hating being where you're initially from because you just want to blend in. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I can't really say anything about that. I can see what it comes from, but I wouldn't be able to understand.
Like with me, I don't know about you, Sid, but sometimes
I can see.
To me, sometimes there were times where I was like, "Why am I hated being like?" I was a kid. I was like, "Why can't I just be a blonde kid that no one bothered?" Like, you know what I mean? It's so. Do you know what I mean? Like,
people would rather be white.
Sorry about that.
It's funny.
I just imagine Gazelle with blonde hair. It was just.
It's just weird. No, but like a white kid, like just literally did not look remotely Asian or whatever. You know, and my name is like, I don't know, Sally. I don't know. Like, you just wanted to just blend in and leave me alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, you go through a phase like that. I went through that phase when I was like 12 or 14 or something.
Even people having the confidence to like take the opportunity.
It takes a while.
They feel like they'll get pushed back because of the system. So
that's why I say Black Lives Matter, because I was like, let's be honest, every race has really like been involved in literally killing in systematically and like explicitly and implicitly just degrading black people. Like like, let's be real. And even when they do amazing things with their music, their art, their history, people try to take that, steal it, and then do their own thing about it. And it's just weird. It's like, okay, if you like that, if you like their culture, but can you like at least give them the platform instead of taking it and stealing it? You know what I mean?
But celebrities, like.
Yeah, I am talking about celebrities, and they don't realize that just because some celebrities may have kids that aren't white, or have or may have partners that aren't white, that all of a sudden they're exempt from being racist because but I'm with someone.
I have a black friend. I have a black wife.
Yeah, I find that really annoying.
That's so stupid.
You can still be racist and maybe you haven't explicitly said anything, or actually maybe you're not deep down, you're not racist. But don't tell me that you haven't been complicit in doing race-related things and fetishization of races. Like, I remember ages ago, there was like, sorry to bring the Kardashians into this, but them two girls, wasn't it, Kylie and Kendall? There's a video of them, right, when they were like 17, 18, right?
I'm already sleeping.
It was like it was like a Vine or something, where basically they're sitting there, and then there's and there's like some music going on. Then you see an image of a white guy, and they look bored. Then there's an image of a kind of like I don't know, I guess Spanish or Latina guy, and they just look at him, and they're like, okay, you know.
Mm.
And then
You like
there's
black
like then there's a biracial guy, and they're like, they look at him more, and then by the time it's a black guy, they basically the joke is they jump on him, and it's so weird.
Is that,
I mean, they
Tough
do
one.
like the dark tastes, Kanye West.
Yeah, but to be honest, it's like, okay, it's just the way
Is
they
that
say
weird?
it, and the way I saw that video, I thought that was really psychotic. I was like, you're literally saying you only fancy him, like you literally just sexualized the black man is what you did, and you thought that was funny. Like I just thought that was weird.
That's like another sub.
That's the thing.
I
I was
think-
like, what difference has their race got to do with any? I was like, if you're truly not racist, why would you?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I
but,
feel like with
but that's a
preference-
preference though. Isn't
no, I don't know. I find it
I
problematic.
feel like the way that they
Saying
try to show their
preference.
preference is just they failed.
It's
Yeah,
really
I know.
inappropriate.
The way
And
they
I'm
show
like,
it,
you're
yeah.
not. It's not sounding loving. You're sounding like you're objectifying them, like it's a sexual thing, and it's just really weird.
I know what
It's
you mean.
weird,
Yeah.
man. It's wrong.
I mean,
it's
it's
warped.
hard for things that are plastic to think properly.
Oh, Kardashians respond. Now,
Oh,
Hey, please do, please do.
Imagine
Please.
the scenes if that happened.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
God, the diss track of Max is coming through.
Hey, I'll
Uh,
get Don Fuzzler with me. I'll
Ah.
clap that. What?
That's
But like
funny, man.
literally,
No.
I thought that video was so weird to me. And the Kardashians have said weird stuff like that, and I'm just like, don't tell me just because you like that you're not exempt from saying
Yeah.
problematic stuff that you haven't endorsed racism.
Aren't they famous? Isn't most of their like the fact
They're
that they're
famous that you
successful
just-
because of controversies or
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care.
their looks?
Well,
Whatever.
they got famous.
Because
due
I
to-
know they're famous because of absolutely useless things.
Yes,
But I'm pretty sure most of it is
It's
just
also
because of
they're rich.
controversies.
So don't forget that
they're rich and they're related. They know like celebrities as well. So it's like,
Were they
oh,
rich from the start though?
their
or
dad
did
was
they
a
gain it
famous
from-
lawyer. Their
from
dad was
becoming
like a
famous?
famous lawyer in
Ah,
the O.J.
okay.
Simpson
oh,
trial.
okay, fine.
Mm.
Well, that's been a good chat on the racism point, and
Yeah,
not
it's
just
hard
that.
to-
Over,
I
there's
can't
loads
sum
of
race.
very
I
complex.
can't sum race up.
Nah,
You
nah,
can't
it's
make it into a
We'll-
he said, she said. It's literally
And if-
everywhere.
And guys, if you want to donate, the link will be in the description. I
Uh.
can't because my card's been declined, but it's fine.
Ah,
You guys,
I wonder
can.
why.
Sick.
Bro,
Okay. That's what happens. So, fine. We're gonna move on to the special. It's the 10th episode, so let's celebrate the 10 episodes because
Of what?
that looks disgusting.
Oh, of this episode.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay, of the podcast.
Yeah. So you and Max are gonna go on a fun little quiz.
Cause
So
I-
us-
Oh, yeah.
should we split the prize 50-50?
Yeah.
I'll get it all.
50p for you, 50p for me. Yeah.
No, please. Nah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's basically whoever says the answer first will get the answer. But obviously, if it's hard to know, then I trust you two to say like which person said it first. Yeah.
Text me the answer.
Yeah. She can see me texting.
So-
Max is very competitive already. Wow. Okay. So we'll
That's
get
two-
start off. So okay.
He's
First
actually
question.
got he's actually got cue cards.
Pulled up my socks and everything. Let's go.
Go on, so first episode. We'll start off easier and then.
I'm
obviously
not gonna remember this. Did you actually go back through everyone and do a little quiz thing?
Research is needed for.
Ah!
This
okay.
is sad.
Okay, so
What?
first question. Of course, you guys can join in.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening, thank you.
Okay.
What episode number was Jude's first appearance?
How am I meant to know that?
You should know this.
I don't know.
Dude, Max is good viewer, and you're.
It's
you
either
Four.
like the third or
Four,
fourth
three.
one.
No.
Four.
Max said, yeah.
It was three. I said 3 or 4.
So did I. Get right.
We both get.
No,
it.
but Max said it first.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'll give Max the point, but from now on, you have to say answer confirmed after. Yeah.
Oh, that's
No,
so.
okay, we'll just. It's
oh.
not that deep. We'll just whoever
Yeah,
says it first.
whoever says it first.
Yeah.
Make your mind up. Okay, Max said it first. Okay, you get it now?
Okay.
Okay, fine. Second question's a bit similar. Wait, let me see. Yeah, okay.
I'm
fine.
quite impressed how close you were with that.
Yeah, that's see. Yeah, so second question: what episode did Max appear in?
6. It was 2 episodes after, right?
Carry on. You can both say stuff. Come on.
Is she right? There's no point if she's
no,
right.
no. If I say
Oh, you
Oh,
said
five?
yes.
yeah, you're right. 2 points to Max.
What?
So
Oh,
once
right.
I say it's correct, then the question's over. You get me? You can jump in at any time.
Oh, okay.
Just trust me, there'll be loads of chances to get.
How about I was 1 off?
I like this.
But you just said one answer and stop saying anything. You have to carry on.
I
Okay.
thought she
Tell
was
it-
right.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. Name the podcast title of one of our episodes inspired by a movie franchise
I don't know any of the
about
titles.
magic.
Oh, man.
The magic-based movie
Oh,
franchise.
that's probably
Harry Potter,
Harry
I don't
Potter.
know.
Then.
Full
oh,
title.
It's not
Full
cheating if I
title.
go on
Don't
the.
check. You can't
right?
check. You
Secrets?
can't check. You can't check, mate.
Oh,
The Chamber
too
of
bad.
Secrets?
Max,
you-
don't.
let me-
Max, please. Okay.
Nah, I won't. Don't worry.
It's not that deep. Sid.
If you do, it's not. If you do, it's not that deep. But I like it if it's more fun.
Nah,
If you.
I don't have the phone next to me.
Come on, just
Was
do
it was
guess.
it was it titled after one of the films or what?
Name the podcast title inspired by a movie
Azkaban?
franchise.
A movie.
You have to tell me the full title.
Harry
of the...
Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
No, what was our title of the podcast that was
I
inspired
don't
by?
know that. I don't know.
You know?
No, I don't. I
Oh.
didn't read it, mate. I didn't read it.
Okay, I'll give you a hint that in that like parody title, it was a parody title, and it had like something to do with coronavirus like in the title with it. So
The
what happens?
Coronavirus of Secrets.
No, yeah, it didn't actually say
So
coronavirus.
I don't know, man. Just tell the answer.
Come
We
on,
don't know.
whoever gets closest to it, I'll give it.
All right. Was it the first film? Second film? Just give us one of these hints. Which film was it based off?
The Chamber of Corona. I
Basically,
don't know.
I'll give.
Which-
okay, fine.
which-
It's Harry Potter and something, but the something after is
And the
like
Goblet of
completely new.
Corona.
It's completely new.
And
It's-
the Philosopher's Corona.
No, it hasn't got the words in from the movie. It's just Harry Potter and the something of something.
And the coronavirus.
Harry Potter and the Afghans.
No,
Ah!
this is so funny. This has got
What is it, man?
the something of something. If you tell me those two words,
Oh,
I'll give you it.
Bro, we're gonna be sitting here all day.
Harry
Okay,
Potter
what's-
and the Afghans of Sid. Oh no.
I'm getting
I'll tell you, it's about topics we're on about, and one of it's one of it's to do with coronavirus, or one of it's about to do with
Coronavirus?
mom's eating habits.
How am I meant to know what my mom's
Harry
vegan?
Potter and the
Vegan
coronavirus
corona.
of veganism.
Say that again.
Harry
Max?
Potter and the coronavirus of veganism.
You're getting closer now.
Okay, we'll just give him the point.
You're getting
I
closer
don't
now.
know.
You're getting closer now. Come on.
The vegan corona. I don't know.
No, just because I say it has something to do with coronavirus doesn't mean it is corona.
I don't know, man.
Fine. Fucking hell. Max is just winning every one. Fine. It was
Wait,
Harry
I won
Potter
that.
and...
How? Okay.
Okay, I'll give you half a point. 2.5. Okay, sick. Okay, Harry Potter and the lockdown of veganism.
Wow.
Come on,
No
man.
one was
You watched
reading
the
it.
episode as well.
I didn't watch it.
I saw you watching it.
I
As
saw
well.
what? That's the only one I watched. I just
Exactly,
needed to
that's
know
why
what
I used that
sounded-
as the
I just
question.
wanted to know what do I sound like on these things.
Okay,
Whether
fine.
I
Just
sounded
keep on guessing. Don't be
stupid.
like, don't guess, man. Come on, guess at least, man. Come on. When did we? What date was our first episode released?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get this. You
March?
can have that.
April.
You have to say the date as well.
April the 1st.
No.
March the
25th
2nd.
December.
March the 28th.
No.
Was it in March?
You're getting closer, girl. Max.
March the 30th.
No.
31st.
No.
29th.
No.
Can you tell me if I'm going higher or low?
Is it in March?
I thought it was
Max,
April.
you should be getting hints by Gazelle.
April.
Is
the
it in
1st.
March or not? I don't know.
It's in March, yeah.
March.
Oh,
22nd.
okay.
Gazzelle's right,
13th.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got
See
it.
Yeah,
You
I told
I
you.
knew it was end of March, start of April. That's all I knew.
Max,
Finally, I'm
Max I
point.
said she was getting closer.
This quiz is so
I had
shit.
no clue, man.
Okay, fine. So Max is on 2.5 and you're on 1.
Yeah.
Just get close.
Just give me 2. I like 2.5 because no one got that right.
10 questions for Not 10, we've done like 3, but
Okay.
What's the
this
question?
Is a quick one. This is a quick like answer. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In what episode did we talk about the US released UFO footage?
second one. Third one.
Carry on.
Fourth
Fifth.
one.
4.
Sixth.
Yep. 2. So Gazelle's got 2 and Max is on
Back in
2.5.
the game.
I feel like you two
Hey.
are not enthusiastic about this, bro.
No, it's not.
Not really, no.
It's not as bad as
I'd
you thought.
rather just have a conversation. You just cut out a serious conversation we had. For
Trust
this.
No, I didn't cut out. No, you finished the conversation.
Alright, guys, let's move on to the quiz
Okay,
now.
guys, it's gonna segue
This
into
is
my
a celebration.
I'm
about-
excited because I made these questions.
quiz. We love you. Ah!
Right, that's-
It's literally how it was, though.
This is a celebration episode.
It's actually quite funny looking at this Skype thing. It's just MM and then in lowercase
Mm.
SR and sir.
Okay, so 2 on Gazelle. There's a okay, fine. Oh, this is a question with like within questions, so you can get points for how many you can get right.
All
Okay?
right, ow man, your nails
So-
are cut your nails.
So this
man.
could be the decider. So you get a point for every country that you say that watches our show, except for the UK, of course.
French,
So the-
France,
Yeah, Max said that's 1 point.
England,
That's 1 point for
France,
Max.
England,
Afghan, Russian,
England, Azerbaijan. I don't know.
Czech,
We check.
America,
Yeah,
Uh,
4.5 to
Turkey.
Max.
I just said England is one.
No, but I said except UK.
Oh
you
right.
idiot.
Oh,
It's
man.
okay, so-
Ireland,
Oh no. Okay, I'll give you hints in Europe.
Yeah, that's very
Germany.
specific, mate.
Germany,
Switzerland,
Spain.
Sweden.
Yeah,
What?
5.5.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
It's
glad.
good.
What are the Swedes doing?
Why are they watching this?
Only one
Oh, no,
person, but
Italy?
Bro. I
okay.
think
There's
you're-
one in the
how do
Middle
I not-
East, guys.
Saudi Arabia.
Japan.
Israel.
wait.
Middle East.
Israel, whatever.
Okay, carry on.
Lebanon.
No.
Ukraine.
In the
That's
Middle
not Middle
East.
Oh, what have we already said?
So you've already said France, US, and
Mhm.
Sweden. 2 more.
Okay. There's 2 more.
Iran.
And there's one in-
Iran.
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
yeah.
Is
It's
Iran.
3. 3.
Oh my.
3 to Gazal, 5.5 to
Iran
Max.
is
Pakistan?
like a psychos.
Okay, one more, and it's in
Russia?
Europe. And it's in
I
Europe.
already said
Russia?
that.
Oh, did you?
No. You haven't said it before.
Poland,
I did say it.
Germany, Italy,
Bolivia.
Bolivia.
That's a good one.
that's in South
No.
America.
Yeah, close enough, mate.
India.
Estonia,
Europe!
Latvia, Finland, Sweden,
Bro, you said
Norway.
Middle East.
No, I
Iceland.
changed it to Europe. It's the last one's in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Can you give us
What'd
a
you
clue?
say? What'd you say?
Iceland.
No.
Give us a clue.
Greece.
Starts with an A.
Hey.
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Max, your fake answers are
What was
so
it?
funny.
Andorra? I don't know.
Let's say Max was actually quite close, even though it was a weird guess.
Wait, don't try.
Even though it's not real, but it sounds similar.
Wait, is it actually in
uh,
Europe? Is it like Armenia or something?
I like it is in Europe. I'm
And
pretty
it-
certain it's in Europe.
Hang on, I've forgotten all the countries in Europe that begin with A.
Maybe. Okay, maybe if I'm wrong. it's on the
Argentina?
edge.
That's literally
That's like, Max, you're doing geography as a degree. What's going on?
Near the limit.
Come on, mate.
Rome.
Okay.
No.
Let's say.
Rome is
No,
well,
that's a
Italy is basically.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Wait. On
Oh,
just say
what's
that.
it called?
You get. Oh, you. I feel like one of you was about to get close there.
What, Australia?
Oh no.
Austria.
Exactly.
Hey. So what did you get? How many questions did you get?
That took me a while. I got 1.
No, you got 2, didn't you?
I got 2.
Yeah.
2. And you got 3 out of them.
So
So
Max
I've
is
got
on
4
Max
now.
on 5.5,
I'm 4.
and you're on 4.
Yeah.
I might
Why
get
do
rid
you
of.
have the 0.5?
Okay, should we just get rid of the 0.5 just to make it
Yes.
close?
Round
Okay,
it up.
5 on Max. No, round it.
Round it up or
No,
down?
round it down. Innit? Make it closer.
Right, okay, wow.
Wait, how many questions we got left? I've got 1 question left.
Okay, this will
Okay.
decide whether it'll be a tie or whether Max wins.
Or make it 2 points, you know. You might just win it. Make the question worth 2 points.
Now, should we do tiebreak? But I haven't got a tiebreak question though.
Okay, tiebreak question could be a personal question that we
Oh.
know. Both
Okay, fine. Well, let's just do the one last question, okay? So, out of the 5 countries I just said, which were Austria, Sweden, France, Iran, and US, shout out to those countries who watch us somehow. Don't know why.
Except for US. Oh, what?
Oh,
Ah!
but this track away again. So out of those 6 countries, or this includes UK as well, so it could be a possible answer. Out of the 6 countries, which country has the biggest percentage of downloads? Don't exclude YouTube. So just
Downloads? What do you mean?
Like who's actually?
France!
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean by downloads?
As in downloads, as in like.
He
app
kept telling me
stores.
that French people were downloading things, that's why.
So
So we're on
Downloading the
tiebreak.
stream. I mean,
The
not
lightning
podcast.
round.
yeah, no. Yeah.
Bro, they download this. Wow, I feel.
That's actually really weird.
You
I
feel
don't-
bad.
Some French
I don't want to say,
Miss
but that's
Cook.
sad.
It's the French teachers. That's
Miss
They're
Cook,
probably gonna be
Miss
using
Cook.
this in
It's our
lessons,
French
you know.
teachers. They're sitting in
Is what?
They're going to be using this in lessons like, analyze the sentences said by Gazal here. How much do you agree on her political stance?
To be fair, they're not gonna analyze my.
Nah, I
They're
think
not
they're-
gonna analyze me or Max's
What if we
sentence.
become a meme in France? You never know.
Oh, no.
Village in France where they're like,
Okay,
hey,
so it's a
this-
draw technically Max won, but it's a draw. Do you want to do the tiebreak question? Shall I make one up?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
See, you're into it now, aren't you guys? Come on.
No. I mean, I'm ready to end if you want.
Shall I make one about the podcast or actually about like my YouTube channel?
No.
No, I'll
If
make
it's
it
a
about the
YouTube
podcast.
channel, none of us are going to get it right.
It's about the podcast. I'll make it about the podcast because I appreciate all the viewers and watching us so on the podcast. So I'll do that because obviously
Maybe the FBI has all
Hell,
the details
Max.
now. They're
the
just
FBI
downloading.
always have ideas. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
They're
where
watching us right now.
Okay.
Woo. Think of a question that's personal that we can answer.
Personal.
Does Sid
No,
sleep with
like
his
a
eyes open?
childhood
Yes or no?
memory.
Oh shut up, Mike.
How old was Sid when he shat
Oh,
himself?
How old was Sid when he
does.
pissed on the hood of a car?
Oh my days.
Oh.
See, I feel like the less. Oh, and that's me playing my own thing.
Just give us a question, man.
Okay, tell me the full title
Oh, God.
of the first ever episode.
Oh, God. Afghan
Come
answer.
on! Don't look.
Afghan
No,
answer. Just Afghan answer.
no, tell me just the title of it, like you know.
Sibling something.
No.
I don't fucking
What
know.
did we do in the first episode, guys? Come on.
Just talk.
I don't even remember.
I don't know and I don't care.
It was more general. I'll tell you, it was more of a general topic, like very general.
Lockdown.
No, but it was It
It wasn't
lockdown.
about lockdown.
Lockdown was in the
Coronavirus.
subject. No. It's a number. Numbers in it.
2020 Afghan answer.
Oh,
Yeah, but what's the
yeah.
full title?
Oh, no one cares. Just give Max. No one cares. You won, Max. Well
No,
done.
time to
Hey, give me that £1 now.
You won the money.
No.
I hope you're happy.
No,
I
no.
am.
Come on, let's say the full title. Come on.
No one
I
knows.
don't know it.
2020's in
I
it.
don't know it, bro.
No, say the
So if
title.
2020's in it,
I'm-
what's the
I'm
title?
gonna
It's
answer
not
lockdown
that tough.
2020.
It's not that deep.
How would you say, Max?
Is it lockdown 2020?
No, lockdown's not in it.
Wait, do your school friends watch this?
If they do, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. If I speak, I will be in trouble.
Why?
7 points to Max, 6 points. I'll do one more question.
All right.
And it's worth 2 points. Okay?
Okay.
What was the episode with Max in it before? What's it called?
Oh god.
Oh, that was
You gotta
close.
give me that. You
That was
gotta
close.
give me that.
No, stop saying that. You haven't said the full thing.
Memories, childhood.
Childhood.
Oh yeah, it was that. I swear it was
Okay.
childhood
Reunion?
memories.
Okay, I'll tell you something. Okay, it says childhood, but then there's 3 words after that start with F.
Fat boy memories.
Oh,
Right?
Oh
your laugh is so weird, Sid. I don't know what I told you.
Oh my god, man.
You're like, oh,
Max,
like that.
Max, too funny, man.
I just said, Sid, why do you laugh like that?
Yeah, my laugh has changed. Man. My laugh has changed. My laugh has changed. Been inspired by different things, man. So, do you know what? Nobody wins.
can you
Nobody
not?
wins. Nobody's getting a pound.
Hey, what?
Pissed me off.
Oh.
You know that.
Wait, that's
Oh, really?
unpaid labor right there. I want my
Okay,
money.
fine. I'm gonna give Max the point because his answers, even if they were wrong, it was so funny.
Hey,
I'll give you the pounds one
You
day.
won.
One day.
One
I like
day.
that. One day.
One day you'll see an ice cream truck back when lockdown ends or something.
And
Just be like,
Anastasia.
Nah, one day I'll just randomly end up like you.
Remember
Knock
me that
it.
pound. Anastasia.
Anastasia. Well, it's in Europe.
That's like a song.
Argentina.
Mum kept saying she wanted to call me that. I was like, okay, that and Madonna. I was like, all right.
She's
She
waffling.
did. She
Imagine
did.
Sid as an ice cream man. I don't know why.
Ah!
Wow, that's what?
It is
I
an
don't
ice cream. No, you don't.
Imagine him wearing some sort of ice cream.
It's too like.
hat.
Sid's so innocent that he comes across as creepy sometimes. So you'd like.
Oh, when he has that mustache as well.
No, do you know what I mean? Like you're so sweet, but you're a grown man now, so it just looks weird.
Okay, yeah, we definitely.
Like you're not the cute little
We're not
kid
doing this
anymore.
podcast.
That's
for
round
a
and
while.
sweet.
We're taking a break with this podcast.
Ah.
Definitely. So yeah.
Or is this the end?
Yeah, it should be. We'll talk after the recording ends. But yeah,
Okay,
thank
yeah,
you guys.
yeah. Thanks, guys.
Every episode, Max has been
Thank
watching
you.
us.
Max
so I
was
appreciate-
solid. Yeah.
Every episode he watches, but he's been here twice now. And has he overtaken Jude as the best guest before?
I mean,
Jude
just
is
about.
I already was.
If he listens to us, he's gonna be like, you know what, yeah. Hey, Jude. He's gonna come back and just be like, you know what? I'm intrigued to hear Jude again.
No,
as well.
Max is.
We should
he's,
do
he's
it.
like family, Max. So
Max is literally.
you gotta
Yeah.
do that. So he could
Literally.
overtake Gazal in the co-host for this podcast if Max.
Ooh.
Ooh. Series 2. Max
Series
is
2,
sick.
yeah. So yeah, Gazal, you can go back to Dodge.
It'll be the Afghan and Russian answer.
Oh yeah.
No, don't change the title.
The
Wow.
Russian
I mean, you're technically Afghan as well, so you can claim both.
Yeah.
True. The Afghan and half Afghan.
3 years later,
That
my,
is
mom,
such
my
a-
mom's like, oh. My mom's just-
Why he just doesn't?
my mom's the co-host. She's still like, oh.
My mom is not gonna be a fan of it. She'll be
No,
so
it's
confused. She'll just set up. She'll be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Gotta go. To
Oh yeah.
this
Also,
now,
we've
gotta
got
go do
past an
this now,
hour.
gotta go do
It's been
that."
so many episodes since we got past an hour in the podcast.
Hey.
I think it was the last one wasn't the max
He
one.
kept getting so angry every time it was half an hour. I was like, "Yeah, can I go now?" And he's like, "They're trying not to cry."
Okay, what are you standing up to go? Okay, fine. We'll stop the recording now.
No, I'm just
Thank you guys so
standing
much for
up
watching.
and stress-
Download on was it Spotify, iTunes,
And sit him for an hour.
and Deezer and Google Podcasts.
I don't even know what.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm
I
looking at
feel
you.
so
If you know,
old.
I
Just
organise.
just download on anything.
Download, donate as well if you can to the Black Lives Matter, those organisations.
Yeah,
information for you
go.
to learn.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Thank you.
See you guys
Black
so much.
Lives Matter.
see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.